Hello, and welcome to the Kathleen Spracklin podcast. I am a woman on a mission to help you get the Zettelkasten of your dreams on your work table beside you. Well, tonight we're going to be covering two different fallout reactions, both from subscribers. One comes from Roy Friend, it's a new kind of main card, and the other one comes from Vanessa Sperling, and it's what to do with the old dead title card when you've turned it into a new foundation card. So the story picks up where we left off with that interesting card on questions that came about from the Feynman quote, where he says, "I'd rather have a question that can't be answered than an answer that can't be questioned." And the chain reaction that happened when I went to put that into my Zettelkasten. Well, now, two different viewers have added to the conversation, and I'll show you the fun contributions over here in the down-facing camera. See you over there. Now, the first contribution came from Sperling, and she asks a very interesting question. What am I going to do with this old title card that just says intellectual sloth? On my just previous video, I had shown how I had converted it into a foundation card that contributed to a conversation and had a nice directory card even that went with it that carried on the conversation through the other cards that followed it. Well, Vanessa asks, well, what about if someone looks up intellectual sloth and doesn't find this anymore? There's nothing here about intellectual sloth. And I realized she had a very good point. See this E with a circle around it? I've been using this notation in my index when I had kind of a stubby tagline that wasn't complete, and I replaced it with a new tagline that was more complete. I've said many times I don't like scratching things off, and so I would take the old entry and put E with a circle around it to mean that it's been expanded, and then I would add the new entry. Well, I decided to use that same notation, and rather than tossing this card, by golly, I'm going to keep it. And since it came first, I'm going to put it in front of this card. And I'm going to keep all three, a card that's been expanded, then the revised, and then the directory card. So thank you very much, Vanessa. Roy Friend's offer of a new type of main card on questions came about from these two cards. This is the card that I was newly filing about the Feynman quote, and this is the card that at first I thought would be the parent. Questions are ask why. Well, this inspired Roy Friend to come up with another type of main card. Let's take a look. Remember when we laid out all of these different types of main cards, and we said they all have some things in common. They're all going to have a tagline, some content, your thought or reaction, a source, and then ultimately be given a card number. And then we said that these different types of main card differed in the nature of the content. And of course, we went over that they could be an idea from the source, a quote from the source, a piece of information, your own thought, or your intention, which is the foundation card that we introduced. Well, Roy offers one more. He offers the concept of a question card. The question card has interesting content because it has the question that you want to answer, but Roy also suggests a change here in your reaction. He said that should contain your hypothesis. Now, his suggestion was to also include why you are thinking about this. He was originally thinking that maybe it should go down in source, but I think I would combine it with the hypothesis all in the reaction area. Why are you thinking about this question? And what do you think the answer might be? In fact, I might even put them in that order. Why are you thinking about it? And what is your potential answer? So we have yet another type of main card, thanks to Roy Friend. So I hope you enjoyed tonight's simple podcast, adding some wonderful additions from our viewers. And if you have any thoughts, questions, comments, or additions, please put them in the comments, because who knows? Your contribution might be the next one to show up in the podcast. And If you want to have more interesting discussions about the Zettelkasten, come on over to LiLLiPub.org, where we have the circle for Zettelkasten. I post all my videos there every night as I record them, and we have some pretty lively discussions over there as well. In fact, that's where Vanessa posted her edition. Thank you. Talk to you later.